Today, we're going through our Week 5 NFL Power Rankings. The ball is on the 25, and it is 1st and 10. Welcome back to the show. Today, folks, as we mentioned before, we got a good one on the way. We're ranking every single team in the league, our full 32 power rankings, Metro and I's. We're not colluding. We have different lists, so we're going to debate. We're going to go back and forth and talk about this NFL season because, man, it has been a wild one. Before we do that, though, Metro, my co-host, sir, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Happy to have you back, Cade. We missed the past couple of videos, but he's back, and he's going to be here for a while, so no worries. The band is still here. We're going to be doing this 8 at a time, so 32 to 25, then sections of 8 going on. We'll save certain teams till the end, and I say we start off with our 32 to 25. Cade, since you're back, I'll let you go first.
Let's start with the stinkers. Here goes 32 to 25. At 32, I'm going to go down to up. I got Tennessee. 31, the Miami Dolphins. 30, the New York Jets. 29, the New Orleans Saints. 28, the Carolina Panthers. 27, the Cleveland Browns. 26, the Las Vegas Raiders. And then 25, the Cincinnati Bengals. Metro, take it away.
All right, guys. At number 32, I got the Tennessee Titans. Number 31, I got the New Orleans Saints. 30, I got the Bengals. 29, the New York Jets. 28, the Carolina Panthers. 27, the Miami Dolphins. 26, the Cleveland Browns. And number 25, the New York Giants. All right, let's get the worst team in the NFL out the way. Tennessee. Cade, I'll let you speak on them. They suck.
Well said. They just can't move the ball, man. I feel like Cam Ward has showed flashes of being a good quarterback, but he's also struggled a bunch. He is a rookie. He has a little support around him. And if you're Brian, speaking of Callahan, of course, the head coach, there's a lot of questions in the air right now, including your job security. Never want to call for somebody's head, of course, but the momentum is not there. I don't think they've picked up. It seems like they haven't gotten a single damn first down this entire front half of the season. Maybe that's harsh, so Metro. What are your thoughts?
No, it's been rough. This team struggles to put up points. They struggle. I mean, their defense has actually played somewhat well, but man, the offense has really struggled. I think the most disappointing thing about this team is the guys they thought they could rely on from, the additions they've made the past couple of years have not been really that good. Calvin Ridley kind of been non-existent. Tony Pollard hasn't been spectacular. L'Jarius Sneed has been terrible. Even Dan Moore Jr., their big free agent, he's been a nothing burger this year. So it's just been tough. They've been bringing in guys that have not made impacts. Tyler Lockett is also in that book as well. And this is just a bad team. They got multiple positions they have to look to address. The good thing is I do think they have their quarterback in Cam Ward, but unfortunately they just don't have a good team nor system around him. And I hate to be, jumping the gun here, but I almost wonder if you have to start to ponder the question as to who the next coach will be, which sucks because you have a rookie quarterback.
It does suck because we do know when a new coach comes in, they have the excuse of, hey, Cam Ward's not my quarterback, and he likely, if this goes through, he gets tossed to the street if that's what happens. But if it all works out, it all works out, obviously. If he succeeds, it goes well. But kind of like an example of Bryce Young and the Panthers, right? You bring in a coach to fix Bryce Young. If that happens again on the Titans, we see it's not the easiest path to this success. So keep an eye out on the Titans. It's kind of a bounce to next year. I'm sure they're killing it in Tankathon, but nowhere else. Metro, I think for the rest of the video, we stick to your list because we have the differences from my list just to keep it consistent. You cool with that and go to the next team?
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's talk about the New Orleans Saints.
The New Orleans Saints, man. I started Titans. Take the floor, my friend. You have them two lower than I do. Not really a big jump.
Yeah, so I got the Saints in second to last place. I actually think they're quite a competitive team. They are a team that really hasn't been blown out too often. They got blown out this past week, but they went up against some really high-level competition. Look, Spencer Rattler's performed fine. Has he been Superman? No, but he's been, taking care of the football, making all the right plays. I think he's done a fine job. Unfortunately for him, the offensive line, especially in the interior, has not been particularly good. The weapons have been fine this year, and Kamara's been fine, but they just really struggled to be consistent offensively. And defensively, they have not been the unit that maybe this team wanted them to be. Their cornerbacks are, they're all performing well. PFF has the highest graded quarterback on this team being Taylor Alante with a 55.5. McKinstry 48.7. Yadam at 49.2. It's just not good enough. So It's a bad team. They got a long way to go. This is a 2 to 3, maybe even 4-year rebuild. The one positive thing I will say about this Saints roster is that Spencer Rattler is so fine as a starting quarterback that you can have him be your starting quarterback for the next 2 years and suck and get as many high draft picks as possible so you can retool this roster. And then 2-3 years from now, you get your actual franchise quarterback. It's just frustrating because they wasted that damn second-round pick on Tyler Shock for literally no reason.
You think if this is kind of a bad comment, but I think Rattler, like you said, has been playing pretty decent. You think if the league sees them start Spencer Rattler for 2 more years, they're not going to go, are these guys tanking? Because that's a big no-no in the NFL. You think they'd call that shot, Metro?
No, I think they would probably be like, well, this team sucks, but he's better than Tyler Shock. So, I mean, I still can't get over that pick. It's just one of the dumbest picks I've ever seen from a team that's rebuilding at the rate they are. I mean, this is just not a team that can afford to waste picks on a quarterback. And they had a quarterback in Spencer Rattler who showed life last year, and he's been fine this year. So, I mean, that's a whole little side tangent. I also haven't been blown away with Kellen Moore. He made some decisions in their Week 3 game where he was kicking while he was down by like 30. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Just go for it. Like, it was like 27-0, and they kicked the field goal instead of going for it on 4th down.
He had money on a shutout.
Maybe he did. He definitely Kellen Moore gives off vibes of a little street gambler. So yeah, the vibes are. I don't know. I don't feel like Saints fans are that angry about what the team's going through right now. It kind of feels like they were like kind of wanting this team to be bad, and well, they are.
At least the Saints fans I know, they knew this team was going to be cheeks, and it is, so they're happy about it, and they're going to get a good pick in the draft, so cannot complain. Talk about a team next year on your list. At 30, we have the Bengals on your power rankings. You have them 5 lower than me. This is the opposite of the Saints scenario. The Bengals had enough superstar players on their roster to maybe make a run this year and get into the playoffs, and then obviously injuries happen. Joe Burrow down for months, not good whatsoever. And this team has just been abysmal. They got smoked by the Vikings a couple weeks ago, and that was one of the ugliest games. I think every time they touched the ball, they fumbled it. It looks like powder puff football, pee-wee football, and these are grown men that could all beat my ass. But truly, like, it was a rough watch for any Bengals fan. So you have them here at 30, Metro. Do you have them here at 30 for 5 spots lower than me for any particular reason?
Yeah, this team sucks. There's nothing positive about this team besides Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, and T. Higgins. And when you take a piece of the puzzle out of the room, what does this team have? You know, they also have Trey Hendrickson too, but what else does this team have? They have a abysmal offensive line. Their tackles, I mean, Amarius Mims has been fine. Orlando Brown has been fine, but the interior just sucks. They cannot run the football to save their life. Their quarterback, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think he's thrown 5 interceptions in 2 games, which is kind of hysterical. Yeah, he's thrown 5 interceptions in like a game and a half. So he's been abysmal. He's been terrible. I'm surprised they have not tried to make a trade yet, but they're stubborn as hell. And their defense sucks. I mean, this is a bad team from top to bottom. Until they get Joe Burrow back, I don't see the silver lining for this roster. And frankly, when you look at their schedule, it's quite tough. If I'm a Bengals fan, I am actively rooting for my team to tank. I don't want Joe Burrow to come back because I think Burrow comes back and this team is 3-7, 3-6. It's like, what's the point? You have to win out every game, which Burrow is good, but that's a tall task for him to do. This team just is not good. I don't see them winning too many games ahead for them. So this is a tough spot to be at for the Bengals. But again, it's one of those things where it's like, yes, we suck, but there could be something good that comes from it, which would be, a high draft pick.
Bungle fans, the key to your happiness is just watching Ruben Bain Jr. for the Miami Hurricanes and realizing
another edge rusher.
Yeah, I would say so. Why not?
I like Caleb Downs.
You like Caleb Downs? Caleb Downs is sick. Can't lie. But
I know safeties, like, it's so weird because the best player in the draft is Caleb Downs, but it's like, I can't draft a safety in the top 5 picks. But with this particular draft, I think I might be forced to.
They always slide, and they always hit. And it seems to be the age-old thing. Maybe not always is a strong word, but at least in my recent memory, when a player falls on the board and they're a safety, they're absolute dogs, and they kill it on their team. Kyle Hamilton, been pretty damn good in the NFL. Derwin James, He's not bad. He slid to like 18 in the draft, and he was obviously a dog. This happens a lot. No way Caleb Downs slides to 18, right?
No, but if the Bengals have like the 5th pick, 6th pick, I could sleep a lot better taking Caleb Downs there. He's a guy that can just give them something defensively. I mean, this is just a team that, God, they have so many holes. They might even consider an offensive lineman at this point. Like, maybe a Spence. I mean, this is something we probably should go over when we get to the draft. But still, I mean, the conversation's warranted. This team is looking towards the draft right now. If I'm them, I'm shutting down Burrow. I'm not even thinking about starting him at this point.
Yep, completely aligned. Let's go to our next team. At 29, you have the New York Jets. We have them ranked just about the same, just one off. The New York Jets, I like the momentum they have here with Aaron Glenn. If you remember that game where they blocked the kick and returned it for...
Dancing.
Oh, man, he was dancing and fired up, and they did lose that game. But honestly, I agree with Glenn. Like, I don't give a damn. Like, your team had a heartbeat, and it showed they could do it. And they didn't actually do it, but, man, you'd be surprised how few and far in between those kind of plays come when you're tanking, not tanking, but rebuilding in the NFL. So, Jets here 29 and 30 for me. They're kind of competitive. They show up, but they'll be better next year without a doubt. I like the track they're on. But Metro, you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you here. They're a competitive team. They will stay close in a lot of matchups. They probably shouldn't stay close, but they're also not going to win a lot of games either. They just don't have the talent on the board right now. They have pieces to work with. I like Garrett Wilson. I like Sauce. I like Quinnen Williams. I like Quincy. I like their young offensive line. I like some of their running backs too. But where they have some answers at, they also have a ton of incompletes as well. Their second corner, their safety, depth, especially on the defensive line, weapons opposite of Garrett Wilson. Like, they have some answers, but they're also really lacking in other categories. So this is a team that, I mean, right now they're not there yet, but I think in 2 off seasons, I could see the Jets, as long as the other guys don't regress, I could see them, pushing for a playoff spot. I like Aaron Glenn. I like Aaron Glenn quite a bit. They just got to get their quarterback as well.
That's all you need, man. And luckily, they will have a spot to get their quarterback in next year's or the following draft. Next up, we get the Carolina Panthers, a team that does have their quarterback, or maybe not. Who knows? Bryce Young, during this season, he currently has 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 700 yards, a 60% completion percentage, and then a 77 passer rating on the season. Overall, a lot of that's been garbage time. It has not been the best for Bryce Young. And I'm a Bryce Young, maybe not believer's the word, but I root for him without a doubt. I want to see him succeed. And we're off to a rough start. Can he resurge like he did last year? I know he got benched last game by Andy Dalton, right?
Yeah, but it was a blowout.
Yeah, it was. So already got some questions going on. They need it, man. I'm rooting for this team. I hope they can turn it around this season. Metro, you got any thoughts?
Yeah, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there. We're both rooting for the guy, but he's got to produce. I mean, this offense, despite the fact that you added Ted McMillan, despite the fact you brought back basically every single player from last year, this is still a bottom 5, bottom 10 offense in the league. They're 26th in points per game, 23rd in yards per game, 22nd in touchdowns per game, and a lot of that productivity is coming, later in games and time. What's it called? I'm blanking on the word now. You said it earlier.
Explain it. What were you trying to say?
When you're down big and you're just
garbage time?
Yes, I couldn't find the word. Garbage time. A lot of these numbers are garbage time. Defensively, they actually have taken a bit of a step forward. I mean, the addition of Derek Brown has been big, but their linebackers are god-awful. They suck so much. They are terrible. Watching footage of this defense makes you want to pull your hair out with how bad these linebackers are. Shooting gaps that are not open. Running right into the back of Derek Brown and buckling his legs multiple times. They are terrible in coverage. They're terrible at getting downhill. Trevin Wallace, Roseboom, cut them. Get rid of them. I don't care. Put me out there, coach. I think I could do better than these guys. They are terrible. Sorry, I had to go on a tangent there. But, the defense, I think, has taken a step forward, though. But the offense has taken, kind of a step back in some ways. Hopefully Bryce can get going, but I don't know. I got to bring up the question here. How much longer is the leash? When do you say it's time to reset again? It kind of feels like that is a conversation that might be brought up when we do our rebuild.
I feel like the actual timetable is, if you're smart, just let it play out the rest of the year. I mean, that's easier
Yeah.
said than done, but
Yeah.
I would. And then if it does work out, if it sparks by Thanksgiving, we're feeling real good. And then if not, then we feel good at switching our quarterback.
Here's my concern though.
Hit me.
I worry that you're going to get the exact same thing as last year, where
Understandable.
there's no life for 6 to 8 weeks, and then all of a sudden Bryce looks incredible in the last 5 or 6 games. It's like, oh, let's keep him again for another year, just to repeat the cycle. I can't do it with Bryce. You just got to play better, and it's not really all Bryce's fault either. The offensive line has regressed. Xavier Legette is unplayable at this point, but yeah, it's just a tough spot.
Hold on tight, Panthers fans, and see if it turns around later this season. Let's go to 27. Metro has the Dolphins right there. I have them 2 spots lower, so we do not think super highly of this.
3. 4 spots
3.
actually.
Thank you very much. We do not think very highly of this team. Metro, I've explained a lot of teams. You go on ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I have them a little bit higher just because I think I've seen a little bit of life in this team, and their schedule does start to ease up quite a bit. So I'm actually a little bit more bullish on this team the next couple of weeks. I'm not saying they're going to be a good team, but I wouldn't be surprised if after like 8 weeks they're 3-5 instead of 0-8 like some of these teams will be. So that's kind of why I have them a bit higher. This team still sucks. Let's not twist it. This team has questions all over the roster. The offensive line, I'm pulling up the numbers right now. Jonas Savayanea has a 28.7 overall grade. I think this is Cole Strange. Yeah, Cole Strange has a 38.3 grade. Hey, Patrick Paul's been pretty good, which that's been awesome. Aaron Brewer is actually the top-ranked center in the entire NFL. That's cool and all, but when you got 2 guards that are unplayable, it just ruins everything. Tua has been bad. The defensive line has been just randomly terrible all of a sudden. Like Bradley Chubb has been terrible. Chop Robinson has been virtually unplayable just because he's so bad against the run. They've just taken a step back, and Kenneth Grant also hasn't been good either. The secondary's been terrible. Yeah, it's just not a good team. It's a bad team. They're heading for a reset. If there's any silver lining for any Dolphins fan, you're going to be resetting quite soon.
And Aaron Brewer, sick guy. Played at T-State with him, or I didn't play, but observed him from the sideline. Dope guy. Let's go to our next team. We have the Cleveland Browns at 26. We got them at the same damn ranking. The Browns beat the Packers, so I have to put them above the rest of these teams. That was my thought process. I will say, their D-line, those young players, Carson Schweschinger.
Yeah, the whole defense has been good.
Balling out in the front 7. You love to see it. I think this team, crazy concept, a quarterback away, or maybe an offense away is a better way to put it. Quinshon Judkins looks like a pretty damn good running back to start this year now that he's getting playing time and cleared up his legal situation. This team has talent. Just can they find the next piece to propel them even higher? Metro, what do you say, though?
This is the sad example of a top-ranked defense playing with the worst offense in the NFL. This is just so sad. This is a Super Bowl caliber defense. Maybe not Super Bowl. Let me refrain here a little bit. This is a playoff caliber defense. One of the best defenses in the NFL. Myles Garrett is probably the favorite for Defensive Player of the Year. Mason Graham has looked great. Carson Schweschinger, wow, what a pickup. He's been great for them so far this year. They've just gotten great play from all these guys in the defense, but their offense can't do nothing. They can't move the ball. They can't stop turning the football over. Quinshon Judkins is one of the few bright spots. Offensive line, like we predicted, has been terrible, have not been good. And the weapons are a little limited as well. So they got some work to do on the offensive end. Kind of like some teams we'll talk about here in a little bit, though. They do have the draft capital to actually make some upgrades. They have 2 first-round picks this year because of the Travis Hunter trade, which actually is not even looking that bad right now. So shout out to the Browns. They might have made the right move, but this is a good time to get your quarterback. No, it's not Shedeur Sanders. Let's stop talking about him. It's over with, okay?
He hasn't had a chance yet.
I don't care. It was fun for the preseason. I'm not here to have the Shedeur Sanders conversation, all right? Shedeur Sanders, more like Shedeur on the bench. I don't know.
Hey, he's going to play in like week 15 and prove the world wrong. But yeah, we don't want to talk about Shedeur Sanders. Nobody really does. But yeah, man, Browns have lots of upside. Let's move on. Actually, real quick, I had a kind of a point to make. We're not even a good one. If you took the Cowboys offense and the Browns defense, you would simply have a dynasty for years to come.
You'd be awesome. I mean, it's
Collusion?
funny. People, this is the thing. The whole argument of defense wins championships is just not true. Look at the Cowboys. the Cowboys have a top 5 offense, but they have a bottom 5 defense. And they're a better team than the Cleveland Browns, who have a top 5 defense, but a bottom 5 offense. Offense wins championships. Let's move on.
Well said. I will say, if it's January and cold, it matters more. But like you just said, the definition of what team's better, it's the Cowboys. Going on our next team, an in-division foe of the Cowboys, we have the Giants ranked at 25 for Metro. I have them 4 spots up at 22. It's actually going to be 3, bad math on my part. But this team, man, Jackson Dart is now starting. Wilson has been benched. And he's looked Metro. Dart has been playing, man. Metro was a certified hater, but it's okay because he's coming around now. He sees the light. I'm not saying he's the next coming of Jesus Christ, but this guy is at least not cheeks. Can we agree on that, Metro?
Let's give it time.
Okay. He's looked pretty good, though. But more importantly, that D-line, man, absolutely ferocious. The pass rush was a definition problem for any team they face. Get them to 3rd and long, or you get to another team to 3rd and long, they are going to cause hell for that opponent. Metro, what are your thoughts on Giants?
I want to move them up, but the Malik Neighbors injury is just brutal.
True.
He's probably going to be out for the year, and it just sucks. I mean, he is just a fantastic young player, and he's probably going to be out for the year. So now you're going to be relying on Darius Slayton and Wan'Dale Robinson a lot, and I think those are good enough receiving options for now. It just sucks that you have this young quarterback who steps in, kind of brings some life into this offense with his running ability, and he made some nice things happen in the passing game. I will say, Brian Dable gave him a very elementary scheme out there. Very run heavy, lots of screens, lots of
dude.
I know. I'm not. I promise you, I'm rooting for the guy. I've started listening to some interviews. Seems cool. Granted, he's kind of two-faced. He's professional in the media, but you get him off the media, this guy is a weirdo. He's kind of funny, but
can't help it.
He's like it's so funny. The Scatabo and Dart is just iconic. You got 2 frat bros that are just pounding beers in the backfield. I kind of vibe with it. This is the energy that the Giants have needed that they have not had for a long time. Like, Daniel Jones is perfect for the Colts, not for the Giants. He's just not a leader. He's just not that type of guy, at least not a verbal guy. Russell Wilson, definitely not. Just the polar opposite of a New York Giant. He is Indianapolis Colt coded, all right? Jackson Dart, Cam Scatabo, they are New York coded. I love it. I just love those guys in the backfield. I hope it works out for them, but as a Cowboys fan, I also don't. But hey, they got the win versus the Chargers, and they've been close to winning a few other games. So, yeah, I think Dart has brought some life to this team. They got pieces. They are a couple offensive linemen away from being a really good unit, of course, assuming that Jackson Dart works out.
Well said, brother. Let's move on to our next tier of teams. I'll rip it and then I'll let Metro go. At 24, I got the New England Patriots. 23, the San Francisco 49ers. 22, the New York Giants. 21, the Houston Texans. 20, the Arizona Cardinals. 19, the Jacksonville Jaguars. 18, Denver Broncos. And 17, Washington Commanders. Metro, get it, man.
All right, 24, I got the Las Vegas Raiders. 23, the Houston Texans. 22, the New England Patriots. 21, the Dallas Cowboys. 20, the Chicago Bears. 19, the Jacksonville Jaguars. 18, the Atlanta Falcons. And 17, I got the Arizona Cardinals.
Fire me up. Let's start with the Raiders. You have them at 24. I have them 2 spots lower at 26. Metro, we saw the Raiders play the Bears. The Bears walk off. Not really a walk-off. A blocked kick to win the game. Absolute electricity. But Ashton Genty found his sea legs. This man started playing extremely well. Maybe he's been playing well, but that O-line was struggling for a long time. They found a little bit of their stride, and also they got him the ball through the air, so it worked out in Week 4. Raiders, man, they got talent. How healthy can they stay? How far can you go throughout the season with that healthy talent? That's my whole thing. Metro, what about you?
Yeah, it's a weird spot the Raiders are in right now. They have a couple young guys here and a couple veterans here and there. Gino's not playing good enough. Multiple turnover games now. He's just got to clean that up. He's just forcing the ball down the field. He's just trying to do a little too much sometimes. He's got to chill out, hand the ball off, get it to Brock, get it to Myers. He just got to settle down a little bit. This offensive line stinks. It's not a good offensive line. They got Colton Miller. He's good, but they got to figure out the rest of this unit. They got a lot of work to do there. I don't know. The Pete Carroll thing I don't think has been quite working out yet. He just seems I don't know. There's some stubbornness going on there with this whole Jackson Powers Johnson thing, where he's clearly a better center than guard, but they want to keep him at guard. I don't know. Something's going on there. But Genty did get going. Defensively, you got Crosby, who, my God, Crosby had a stellar game versus the Bears. He's an absolute
Amazing
matchup nightmare, but they have a lot of work to be done. So this is a competent Raiders team. They're not a bad team. They're not a good team. They're just kind of an average, kind of figuring things out team. I think they'll win 7 or 6 games this year, and then next year, hopefully they can make this team a better roster and actually go for it.
Excellent breakdown, sir. Let's go to 23. Speaking of bad O-lines, we get the Houston Texans at 23. I have them at 21, not far off. Metro, break down the Texans for me, man. Kind of buried the lead right there, or revealed the lead, but going ahead.
I'm exhausted with this Houston team. I'm exhausted, all right?
I feel that.
The amount of times that we have talked about the Texans and had the exact same conversation, it's like you can't talk about you can't talk about the Texans without talking about how bad this offensive line is. It's a bad unit. It's a bad unit. They don't really have a starter that you feel good about right now. Like, you just don't. Cam Robinson, you don't feel good about. Ursery, you definitely don't feel good about. Laken Tomlinson, you don't. Andrews, no. Titus Howard, maybe you feel okay with him, but I mean, this offensive line has been so bad, and it's kind of rubbing off on C.J. Stroud a little bit. Stroud had such a great rookie year, then he took a step back last year, and he's taken even a bigger step back this year. I know that Texans fans are excited now because they got that big win versus Tennessee, but guys, you scored 6 points in 3 quarters, right? You got going in the fourth, but it could have been a tie ball game heading into the fourth had Joey Slye made his field goal. So I don't know. It's a shame because this defense is really good. They have excellent corners. The defensive line has been great. Linebackers have been good. Nico Collins has been healthy. Stroud is healthy. Chubb is healthy. Woody Marks got going a little bit. So if they can get their young rookies going, Higgins, Woody Marks, Ursery maybe, if they can get this line to just be the 26th best and not the 32nd best, this Texans team might be able to start winning games. But, man, it's kind of a bummer. This Texans team has won the division the past few years, and I don't think they're going to win it this year. In fact, I know they're probably not going to win it.
They make me sick, man. Like you said, exhausting's a good word. We thought that defense was going to propel them into the playoffs. But as we just talked about, defense cannot get you always to the playoffs, and that O-line has been atrocious. But we beat the dead horse. Let's move on. New England Patriots at 22. I have them 2 spots lower. Drake May has been playing his ass off, okay? He's 7 for 2 when we go touchdown-interception ratio. Also has 2 rushing touchdowns on the ground. He's been efficient. He's been making great plays. Been sacked 13 times, so he's not doing this. He's doing this at a pretty high rate, even with some good amount of pressure on him. Metro, what are your thoughts on the Patriots, man?
Yeah, a couple too many fumbles, though. The sack fumbles have been a little bit more than what you would like for him. But still, look, Drake May's done exactly what I thought he was going to do, which is take a step forward and play decent football. I mean, this team is not there yet. There's still a few pieces away, but they're getting better. They're better on the defensive side of things. They have things going for them, but they're still a few pieces away. They probably need another pass rusher, some help in the linebacking room. Maybe a corner wouldn't be bad or some safety help, but they have some pieces to work with. And on the offensive end, it's kind of the same story. You got pieces to work with. Will Campbell he's been okay. He's been a rookie tackle. I think he'll get better. Drake May has taken a step forward. The receivers are fun. You got some fun, guys in the running back room, but they're just not there yet. So that's kind of the best way to describe this Patriots team. They're a decent team that has an easy schedule, so they could win a handful of games. But they're an 8, 7, 9-win team that is building in the right direction. They need another year to retool and rework the roster, and then I think next year we could start having some deeper conversations about this team.
New England Patriots sitting at 22. At 21, we have the Dallas Cowboys, who just had a phenomenal game against the Green Bay Packers, resulting in a tie. Metro has them 5 spots lower than me. I have them in my top 2 tiers. Talk about overreaction Monday. You got to love it. Metro, my man, talk about your Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'm a little bit surprised I'm actually lower on them than you are, but I just can't get around how bad this defense is. It sucks. It's such a bad defense. They cannot stop anybody right now. Now, they have an offense that can absolutely go. They can score in bunches. They got Dak playing honestly, like an MVP right now. Javonte Williams has been honestly incredible so far. George Pickens has been a great addition. CeeDee Lamb's been good. The offensive line hasn't really gotten exposed yet, which is a good thing. So there's some things to like about this offense. And they even played good versus Green Bay without Tyler Booker or CeeDee Lamb. So that's awesome. They're playing great. But then it's the polar opposite defensively. They cannot cover nobody. Trevon Diggs sucks. Kyer Elam sucks. Deron Bland is fine, but he's only one guy. The safeties, they don't look like they know a thing about football. They are running out there with blindfolds on. They suck. Linebackers might be worse. Jack Sanborn has feet stuck in quicksand. That dude cannot run. He is super slow. Kenny Clark has been a good addition in the middle. The run stuffing is actually taking a step forward, but they can't get after the quarterback to save their life, especially in a Matt Eberflus system, which is a system that is, we're going to rush four and we're going to sit back in zone. Well, that's great and all, but if you ain't got a dude that can get after the quarterback, any quarterback in the NFL is going to dice you up, and that's just happened over and over again. And the thing is, too, that's the most frustrating about this Cowboys defense. They run one of the safest styles of defense where everything is kept in front of them. Tell me fucking how Rome Odunze and Malik Neighbors are running 15 yards wide open behind the safeties. It makes no sense. This defense sucks. Pardon my language, but this is a bad Cowboys defense, but a great Cowboys offense, so it's at least fun to watch these shootouts.
Brother, I got nothing else to say. At the end of the day, at least they're entertaining. And that's all Jerry wants, right? That's all your owner wants. He wants entertainment. He doesn't care about Super Bowls. Let's move on to 20, where you have the Chicago Bears. I have them in my tier 2. Not going to say where, but they are on the way up. Bears. I have about the Bears here for a second. The Chicago Bears had a huge win, as you mentioned, against the Raiders. A blocked field goal, reversing the win of the game. This team's got a little bit of heat on it. They just beat the Cowboys and the Raiders, and I don't know who they got the rest of the season, but it's probably a rough schedule. But I like what I see out of the first-year head coach. But Metro, you have them a couple spots lower than me. What say you?
Can I ask you about the Ben Johnson interview? Did you see that?
No.
He was asked mid-game about some adjustments he was going to make, and he was like yelling at this poor, dainty little interviewer, this like lady.
Really?
It was like he wasn't yelling, but it was like scolding almost. Like he like was staring at her like and was being really sarcastic. It was crazy. I don't know if he should have done all of that, but he was
bad look.
He was very intense in that situation. I had the Bears in front of the Dallas Cowboys, but you could flip them either or. They did beat the Cowboys, so you got to give them the edge there. This has been sort of a tale of two halves for the Bears. Weeks 1 and 2, you lost to Minnesota in a game that you probably should have won. You got caught up from, and they end up beating you pretty good. And then, week 2 versus the Lions. Brother, what happened there? Like, you dropped the ball completely. 52 points is insane. So that hasn't been good. But the past 2 weeks, they have played better. Defensively, they're still not good. It's a bad defense, but they're better than the Dallas Cowboys defense, that's for sure. They have some pieces. It's not a bottom defense, but it's definitely like a bottom 10 unit. But offensively, look, Caleb Williams has actually looked pretty good. I mean, Caleb Williams is getting more comfortable. It's kind of like what we talked about throughout the offseason so far. It's just been a kind of a slow build, but they're getting better. And I could see this team being, I mean, I don't know what their schedule is. I'm looking at it now. They got some tough matchups down the road, but I'm not counting out this team to win 8 games this year, because they have just a little, peeking behind the curtains here. They have a bye week this week so they can get healthy, but then they got Washington, New Orleans, Baltimore, maybe without Lamar. That would be nice. Cincinnati, New York, Minnesota, Pittsburgh. Pretty winnable games. You got Philly, Green Bay, Cleveland, Green Bay, San Francisco, Detroit to end it off. So tough stretch down there, but 8 wins is totally possible for this team. It is totally possible, which is about, I guess, kind of where we thought they would be.
They do some power rankings I've seen before where you go buy, hold, or sell. I'm buying the Bears 1,000%. They're going to move up from this ranking in my eyes. Maybe not this year, but over time, at least in the beginning of next year. Bears on the come up without a doubt. Next, we both have the. Go ahead.
I'm trying to find the Bears over under win. All right, so the line on BetMGM is 8.5. Not sponsored, by the way, not sponsored, but 8.5. Or here, actually, I'll give you a better one here. FanDuel. Let me see if I can find it. FanDuel has.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Not sponsored. Okay, here we go. Over or under 7.5 wins. Are you taking the over? Are you buying or are you selling?
Yeah, I'll let you answer. I'm looking at the schedule first.
I'm taking the over, man. Over 7.5 wins. I mean, they're 2 wins in now. I think they can beat New Orleans. I think they can beat the Bengals. If the Ravens don't got Lamar Jackson, that's a winnable game. Giants is winnable. Pittsburgh is somewhat winnable. Cleveland's winnable. Any of these NFC North games, you got to think they're going to win at least one or two of them. So that's two, potentially a win there too. I think 7.5 is very doable this year. Now it might be a little riskier. You can, bet 5.5 or 6.5. But if I'm going broke on this one, why not go for the 7.5? Take the over, man.
Put the mortgage on the over, says Metro.
If your run is 5,000, put it all on the Bears.
Come on, Super Bowl, here we come, Chicago.
Yep.
All serious to those Bears fans. It's going to be a good year. Keep your eyes peeled to the screen. 19, we got the Jaguars, and we both have them here at 19. Jaguars, they feel like the team that has talent, or maybe not enough of it to take the next step, but they're just going to be stuck here until they have another draft. And that's just kind of how I look at them. And maybe that's wrong. But I will say, I'm liking Liam Cohen more and more. I've seen his leadership abilities.
Robert Saleh.
What'd you say?
Did you see him get into it with Robert Saleh?
I did not see them yapping, but I saw a couple of his locker room speeches, and the leadership was epic. But what were you going to say about Robert?
He was, I guess Robert Saleh was talking crap or something, and he was kind of yelling at him after the game, and they had to push him aside. It was kind of crazy. It's actually, you don't look at Liam Cohen no disrespect to Liam, but he doesn't really look like a guy that has macho to him. But he's got a little something to him. He's got a little edge. I dig it.
Yeah, when I hear the name Liam, I think oh, he's coding, smart, great dude, but I'm not going toe to toe with bald Robert Saleh. But yeah.
Oh boy. Well, he shouldn't either. Robert Saleh would kick his ass. All right. Robert Saleh is a legit. He can go.
He could start at backer for the Panthers.
No, he probably could right now. He's probably better than those trash ass linebackers. My thoughts on the Jaguars, man, shout out to this defense. They are playing very, very well. The numbers back it up. The PFF grades back it up. Jordan Lewis has an 80.7 coverage or overall grade. Murray, Hines Allen, Walker, Alokon, Lloyd. These guys are balling out on defense. Offensively, though, they're still figuring things out. I think the biggest thing they have to figure out is what they're going to do with Travis Hunter. Right now, he's primarily being used in the offensive end, and it just feels like he isn't a master of either sides. I can't remember the saying, but what was it called? A master
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, something like that. He just sort of feels like somebody that doesn't know where he is right now, and it's kind of a shame because they could really use him on the offensive end because Brian Thomas Jr. has been bad this year. He just has not been good at all. Parker Washington, actually, I think is probably their best receiver right now. Him or Cole Strange. Or not Cole Strange, sorry. Brenton Strange, not Cole. Cole Strange is a guard, not that one. Trevor Lawrence. He's been okay. But this offense has potential to get better. This defense is really good. So I actually kind of like what this Jaguars team is. They're 3-1, and their division is wide open, especially with the Texans being bad. I still think the Colts are the best team in this division, but man, don't count out the Jaguars. If they have an easy schedule, then I think they could make the playoffs with how weak the AFC looks.
That would be epic, man. Jaguars in the playoffs is never a bad thing. Let's go to 18. You have the Atlanta Falcons. I have them 3 spots higher than you in my tier 2. Metro, talk to me about the Falcons, buddy. What are you seeing? What are you seeing with Penix? What are you seeing with his defense and this offense?
It's so weird because I feel like they've taken a step forward in some ways, but I don't think it's going to amount to anything. I still just look at this team and I say 8 or 9 wins, and I hate to be that guy, but that's probably what they're going to be this year. Penix has been inconsistent. He looked good in week 1, bad in week 2, abysmal in week 3, and then good again in week 4. It was weird. Everything seems telegraphed right now. There's no creativity to this offense at times. I thought it got better in week 4 for sure. The biggest thing that happened in week 4 that I hope they can actually build on is they finally used their first-round picks. Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, Drake London. It seems like the most basic things, but for whatever reason, this Falcons team refuses to use those guys. And finally, those 3 guys were the focal point of the offense, and you had your best offensive game. So let's see if they can build onto it. I like what I've seen from the edge rushers. Jalen Walker, James Pierce Jr. have had good games. They got to figure out their secondary, though. They got to figure it out. But all in all, yeah, go for it.
I was going to say, period, King. I'm aligned.
Oh.
Everything you said. Fire Pitt's getting usage. I'm all about it. Let's go. 17. Got the Cardinals from Arizona, of course. You have them 4 spots higher than me. I was a big Cardinals truther preseason, and it has fallen off a cliff. I have them all the way down to 20. I'm just this is going to be a really basic analysis that you could have the guy from 7-Eleven tell you this. They're just underwhelming, man. I thought it would all come together. I think the defense has taken some steps forward. They improve. I like Gannon overall as a head coach, but I'm not getting the juice out of that offense that I wanted. That's just me, though. I think they have so much potential, and I want to see them fully come into this fruition. But what are your thoughts, man? Maybe I'm just being negative on this team because I had so much hype.
No, I think we both thought this team was going to be good, and they've been, like you said, sort of underwhelming. Offensively speaking, they have not taken that step forward, running the football nor passing the football. This offensive line is not good. Paris Johnson Jr. is, but you definitely need to upgrade the interior and even potentially right tackle as well. Marvin Harrison got going in that game versus Seattle, which is a huge deal for them. I mean, if for the first time maybe in his entire career with the Cardinals, it looks like Marvin was the wide receiver 1 and that he got treated that way, right? Like Burrow treats Chase like a wide receiver 1. Dak treats CD like a wide receiver 1. Same with Jefferson and, when Kirk Cousins was there. They found a way to treat their guy like he was the guy. For the first time, it felt like Kyler was targeting Marv in a way that was like, I trust you to make a play, go up there and actually make one. And he made a couple of nice plays. Now, he also led to 2 interceptions. Let's not forget that. But he really responded well in the second half. So I hope they can build onto that, because if they can get him going, man, this offense could take that next step. Unfortunately, James Conner's out for the year. That's totally a bummer, but you got pieces there. And defensively, you talked about it. They're playing a lot better defensively. Their secondary has some dudes. Will Johnson's playing good football. Calais Campbell, man, my God. Can this guy just retire already? He's 39 years old. He's got an 84.3 overall PFF grade. This dude is a baller. I mean, he's an absolute baller. No, so Josh Sweat's having a good year too. So they're a good team, but they have been underwhelming offensively. I hope they can build off of that second half for Seattle, because if they can build off of that, this team is going to be pretty good. But we got to wait and see.
Marvin is the key that unlocks this team. They are on the brink of greatness, but can they get there? Let's go on to Tier 2 of our power rankings. Now we're talking about potential playoff teams, Metro, that we see in our eyes. Here we go. Metro, rip it. I went first 2 times.
All right, at number 16, I got the Minnesota Vikings. 15, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. 14, the San Francisco 49ers. 13, Baltimore Ravens. 12, the Denver Broncos. 11, Commanders. 10, the Seattle Seahawks. And number 9, I got the Kansas City Chiefs.
Thank you very much. At number 16, I have the Dallas Cowboys. At 15, I have the Atlanta Falcons. 14, the Chicago Bears. Heyo. 13, I got the Seattle Seahawks on a hot tear this season. 12, the Baltimore Ravens. 11, the Minnesota Vikings. 10, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And 9, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Metro, let's go to the Vikings. You have them at 16. I have them at 11. Now, full transparency. I thought this was flipped. I'm a little bit stupid. I'm kind of more near your territory. Error. We're allowed to make mistakes out here. I think J.J. McCarthy has more of a runway than we expected to begin the season, and that is going to hurt them if they want to figure it out. Right now they got the big old – who's the big man, the red-bearded man? Wentz?
Yeah, big old Carson Wentz.
God, he's gorgeous. He's playing quarterback right now, but not quite the level of a prime Kirk Cousins. They just don't have the QB to make it go right now. And as JJ figure it out in 2025, I wouldn't push all my cards in on that. I have them here at 11. Probably a mistake. I probably throw them at like 15 like Metro has them. But Metro, being a copycat, why do you have them here?
Yeah, I got them at 16. I like some of the pieces on the defense, but the interior has struggled against the run. They're good against the pass. They can get after the quarterback. They're a very creative defense. But, man, if you go up against a physical team that can run downhill, they're going to hurt this defense. Now, on the flip side, it's hard to judge this offense because their offensive line has just been totally killed with injuries. So once they can fully get that line fully together, I do think it'll be a better offense. But it's just hard to judge them right now because we haven't seen J.J. McCarthy really be given a fair chance right now. He had a decent quarter and a half versus Chicago, but outside of that, just hasn't played well. And, yeah, he's been sitting. He's been learning. He's been, probably preparing for this upcoming week. And hopefully this Minnesota Vikings team can get going because they got talent, they got pieces, they got a good coach. It's just a tough division they're in, and they got a tough schedule. So let's see if they can turn it around.
Say less, brother. Let's go on to our next team. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers at 15. You do specifically. I have them many spots higher at 9. A big-time difference. Metro, what I saw on week 4 against the Minnesota Vikings, the Steelers were putting belt to ass on them throughout the game. Now, they have no quarterback, so it's not a big-time win, but I don't think the score does it justice. They're now currently 3-1 on the season, and they took an L to the Seattle Seahawks, who we both respect tremendously. I think this team, the unction, will only get better as the season goes on. I see Cleveland in the headlights in Week 6, and Week 7 we have the Bengals. Those are 2 W's, man. This team's going to be 5-1 heading into Week 8. And with that, I'm taking stock in Mike Tomlin and Mike Tomlin alone. That's why I have them so high. But what say you?
Yeah, I've always been very cautious with the Pittsburgh Steelers because I look at this team and they got flaws. Now, the good news for them is their schedule is quite easy. And I do look at the Steelers team and think they are probably going to make the playoffs, especially when you look at the rest of the AFC. It's just not that impressive right now. So Pittsburgh could easily make the playoffs. I'm just lower on them because I just can't buy into this offense yet. This offense, they looked good this week, but Rodgers is not who he used to be. The 2 tackles are not good, and then they just don't have weapons opposite of DK Metcalf. So maybe I'm just lower on them than other people, but I got to see a bit more from this offense. Unfortunately, I just don't know if we're ever really going to know who this Pittsburgh team is. They got a 3-game stretch in weeks 8 through 10 that I think will tell us a lot. They got the Packers, they got the Colts, then they got the Chargers. I feel like that's a stretch that could really tell us who this Steelers team is. If they win those games or go 2-1 in that stretch, then okay, Pittsburgh is a top 10 team. But if they go 0-3, then they are who I think they are, which is a team that will be 10-7. Probably lose in the first round. So we'll see. I'm a little bit lower on them just because I'm just not impressed with their victories, man. The Jets suck. Seahawks, they lose by 14. I mean, Caleb Johnson or whoever was that punt returner made a crazy mistake there. You beat New England because New England fumbled the ball, I think, 4 or 5 times. And then versus Minnesota, man, you're in Dublin beating up on Mr. Carson Wentz. That's just not an impressive win to me. So call me a hater. I don't care. I'm hating on this team until they prove it otherwise. We'll got a few more weeks till we know, though.
Valid. Talk about haters. I'm a hater on the next team. At 14, Metro has the San Francisco 49ers. They're currently 3-1, I believe. I have them all the way down 6 spots lower, maybe even more. It looks like 8 if I'm doing my math correct. Have them a hell of a lot lower. I'll explain why. I'm just a hater, and it's just that simple. I'm just going to call it what it is, man. Purdy, I think he's a solid quarterback. Bosa, out for the year. That's correct, right? Isn't he?
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah,
it's brutal.
that's massive, man. I think this team loses their identity with Bosa off the defensive end. I don't see injuries getting better scenario-wise for this team. They're currently 3-1, and in the next 2 weeks they have the Los Angeles Rams and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers both on the road. I see 0-2 right there. Back to 3-3 at 500. Still a damn good team, just not the level of some of these guys that have more feistiness to them. Metro, I'm a hater, though. What do you think?
No, I think they're a tough team to rank, to be honest with you. They are a really tough team, and when you look at their schedule so far, they won their first 3 games. They had a really impressive victory versus Seattle, but it's week 1. Week 1s are always kind of complicated. There's a lot more to it than just a win there. Then you got 2 wins versus New Orleans and Arizona with your backup quarterback, so how much can you take from that? Not too sure. You lose Nick Bosa, and now you lose to Jacksonville. I feel like the Jacksonville game was quite an indicator of who they are, but they are 3-1, and they're going to get better once Kittle comes back and Brandon Ayuk. So I have some faith in this team. I do worry about the Nick Bosa injury because now there's just no pass rusher you feel good about. You're going to have to rely on sending pressure, or sending blitzes, some guys up the middle. You better hope that Micah Williams continues to develop. This is just injuries have derailed this team just the past 3 years. It's so sad to watch, and I don't know. I feel like a ticking time bomb with Christian McCaffrey back there. His usage is insane, by the way. Like, he is getting genuinely 30 carries and catches a game. I mean, it's insane. For somebody that's coming off an Achilles injury, it's risky stuff they're playing right there. They're playing with hot lava. So we'll wait and see. Maybe I'm a little bit higher, but I just couldn't put the Steelers over them or the Vikings because I just don't believe in those teams quite yet. And the Niners, they did beat the Cardinals with their backup quarterback, so that's why I have them there. But yeah, the Niners are a tricky team. They definitely are.
tricky without a doubt. Let's go to 13. A team that's also kind of tricky. They have fallen off the face of the earth. I'm being dramatic, of course. The Baltimore Ravens is who Metro has. I have them one spot higher at 12, so potato. This team, let me just read off the points they've allowed in the past 4 weeks. 41, 41, 38, 37. At least it's counting down, Metro. Maybe so next week it'll be 36, and the following that week it'll be 35. But defense has been a broken dam. They are letting everything through and more. Offense, you just lost Lamar Jackson. For how long? We don't know, but he's definitely hurt. It's a hamstring, right?
Yeah.
Dude, bad injury to have for a mobile quarterback when you need him, man. Hamstrings last the full season. They don't just heal over time. They do heal over time. You need to put somebody on the absolute pup to get that thing right. So I don't like it whatsoever. We have respect for the Ravens. I feel like that's why we have them here at 13. If we didn't have that Ravens branding, at least for me, I'm throwing their ass all the way to like 18. But Metro, what do you think?
Yeah, I want to correct one thing you did say there. You said 41, 41, 38, 37. It was 41, 17, 38, 37. Just want to correct that for people who are watching who are like, they gave up 41 to Cleveland. No, they gave up 17 to Cleveland. Yeah, they gave up 17. Man, this team's, they are so disappointing. Cade, I think you had him at number 2, correct, in your preseason power rankings?
I might have him at 1, dude.
Yeah, I think we both may have had him at either 1 or 2. I know I had them number 1, and boy, what the hell happened? I feel like our logic was sound. It's not one of those things where it's like you were just super high on our team and they suck. It's kind of like if you watch college football being high on Clemson. It's like nobody thought Clemson was going to be this bad. So it's kind of the same thing we're here with the Ravens. This Ravens offense is good. I mean, Lamar Jackson is playing borderline MVP level football. Derrick Henry's got to stop fumbling, but he's playing good too outside of the fumbles. Mark Andrews has been good. Zay Flowers has been good. The offensive line has been good. But, man, this defense sucks. Marlon Humphrey is abysmal, and he posts a vlog after every single game. It's like, dude, read the room. Get off Fortnite and get off the podcast and lock in. It's embarrassing to me. And Matabike is out for the year. Huge loss to this defense. This is a defensive line that has been disappointing. Mike Green, my God, he's been terrible for this team. I mean, we thought he was a first-round pick. This dude is he's not even looking like an NFL caliber player right now. Kyle Hamilton is still a good player, but it's just he's one guy on a unit that is just struggling. Roquan Smith is taking a step back. It's just a bad situation here, and Zach Orr's got to go. He's been bad, and it's funny because we were talking about him maybe as a head coaching candidate, but now it's like, hey, buddy, hit the road. It's like the Bobby Slowick thing, but vice versa. I mean, Bobby Slowick was a head coach candidate. I don't even know if he's on a team right now. He probably is, but yeah, it's a tough spot, man. They're at 13. For me, they're at 12 for you. Frankly, if Lamar misses time, they got Houston next week. They got LA the week after. Let's say Lamar comes back after the bye. I think is it crazy to say they're 1-5 at the bye week?
That'd be horrible, man. I can't think of like a worse start to a season for such a good team.
I will tell you this, though. Their schedule after the bye, my God, it's a cakewalk. It is a super cakewalk. Chicago, Miami, Minnesota, Cleveland, the Jets, Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, Green Bay, Pittsburgh. They got one team that might make the playoff there. Maybe Pittsburgh might make it as well, but everyone else sucks.
Live bet the Ravens is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I mean, if you are Cooper Rush, can you just get us one win these next 2 weeks? Can you get us a win over Houston?
Yep.
Probably not LA. And then Lamar comes back week 8. I want to throw the cake out, but I'm going to keep the cake in the fridge. Let's see if they can get it going.
I love it, brother. Let's go on to number 12. We have the Denver Broncos. You have them 6 spots higher than me. I'm a little bit lower on them, but honestly, looking at your analysis, I understand. There are 2 losses to 2 really good teams, surprise, surprise, at the Indianapolis Colts by 1 point loss, which honestly, they probably should have won that game. It was off a stupid penalty, but a penalty is a penalty. They lose that game off a weird ref ball turnover call, and then at week 3, we have at Los Angeles Chargers. They lose that by 3 points. So 4 total combined points. And this team is 4-0. I know, obviously. But they have a lot of, not 4-0 actually. We're recording this a little bit early, so they play Cincinnati tonight. But we'll find out. But needless to say, man, this team has talent. They have a damn good O-line. Their defense is phenomenal, obviously. Can they put it together? Can Bo Nix show more of that rookie year rather than kind of a slump he's been in personally? But I've seen dumb analysis. I've seen the guys on TikTok doing worst throws of the week, and Nix has had a couple appearances. So, Metro, what do you think, though, man?
Yeah, I love the NFL analysis community because, and this includes us. We're totally guilty here too. We will critique a player so much when we can't even run a 6 flat. All right,
No chance. I'm pulling a hamstring.
It's hysterical, but no. Look, Bo Nix has to play better. He has been bad this year. He's been bad. He's been missing open players downfield. Sophomore slump is a real thing, man. We tried talking about it with Jaden Daniels. We tried talking about it with C.J. Stroud. We talked about it with Bo Nix. And these fan bases are like, it's not going to happen, man. He's got Sean Payton. He's too smart for this. It happens to anyone, dude. It happens to everyone. I'm not saying he's going to be a bad quarterback forever, but he is involved right now in a bit of a sophomore slump. Now, can he get out of it? Yes. Well, I did a video recently where I did a panic meter video, and I was talking about the Broncos. And I'm going to reiterate what I said here. Every issue this Broncos team has is fixable. They have the pieces. That is why I have them higher than a team like the Dallas Cowboys. That defense is not fixable. That defense has about 6-7 problems on it. This Broncos team has issues that are fixable. Good offensive line. Cortland Sutton's good. They're getting some productivity from their other guys too. And Bo Nix, just make the throws, dude. Some of these plays are wide open that he's missing. So I think his game is fixable. And defensively, they're just not playing super sound football. They're playing fine. They're playing good, but they have another level they can get to. So that is why I have them here. I think they're a fixable team that give them a couple more weeks. I think they'll be right.
Love it, brother. Let's move on to number 11, where we have the Washington Commanders. You have them at 11. I have a couple of spots lower, near 17, so not as high as you are, but we both think at least competitively about this team. What have they done so far? Well, they've beat the Giants, they've beat the Raiders, they've lost to the Packers on the road, and they've lost to the Falcons on the road. Pretty respectable resume. I think this team is a pretty damn old roster, and with that, later in the season, we will see injuries pop up, which is a horrible thing to bring up, but I'm just calling it what it is. When you don't have fresh legs, injuries can pile up. That's what I'm predicting. That's why I have them lower. That's my whole conversation. But this team, man, you got Jaden Daniels. You got Debo, who's having a pretty better year than honestly most thought he would after like all the fat jokes. He's been playing decently well. Yeah, man. Love it. What about you, though?
Yeah, this is a tough one to predict, to be honest with you, because they haven't had Daniels here. And they have been, call a spade here, they've been pretty inconsistent. You win a game, you lose a game. You win a game, you lose a game. So you just don't really know what this team is right now. And it's even harder to judge them when they don't have their quarterback for 2 of those games as well. They're a tough team to predict. I think right now they're worthy of this 11th spot because it's just too early to tell. But I think there's other teams below them that will finish the season with a higher record than them. So it's kind of one of those things where it's just like, keep an eye on the Commanders. I could see them falling a little bit. And that's because their schedule is quite tough. They got the Chargers in a few weeks, next week. They got Kansas City, Seattle, Detroit, 8, 9, and 10. That's 3 straight games there. You got Denver. You got Philly twice down the stretch. They got Denver, Minnesota, and Dallas. So there's some tough matchups for this team. I'm looking at an 8 or 9 win season for this team, which I don't know if that makes them in the playoffs, but I have them at number 11 just because I just don't know who they are yet. I feel like we don't have a good grasp as to who this team is. So I think we'll figure it out once Daniels does come back and once this team is fully healthy. But for now, we just kind of have to wait.
Metro, talk to me about the Seahawks, who you have ranked here at number 10. Yes, that's right. The Seahawks have cracked the top 10. They are 3-1, and in their next matchup, they're going to have the Buccaneers. So a real challenge. Metro, talk about the Hawks.
Yeah, man. It's a good team. Darnold has been good. He hasn't been great, but he's been good. He's done exactly what this team needed him to be. Last year when you had Geno, you needed Geno to be kind of Superman at times. You had to make tight window throws. You had this terrible offensive line, and you had to work in front of them. But Darnold hasn't had to do that. Darnold just has to make the easy throws, get the ball out to his playmakers, and we're seeing guys like Cooper Kupp and Jackson Smith and Jigba really take advantage of it. JSN has looked awesome so far. The run game has been a little inconsistent, but they've got it going at times. Special teams has been really good for this team, and defensively they've been really good too. Reek Woolen, been a disaster this year, but he's one of the few down spots for this team. Everything else is really positive right now. They're healthy on the offensive line. They're playing good there as well. Again, it's one of those things where when this offense can be on track, when they can run the football, when they don't get behind the sticks, it's a functional offense, and Darnold has looked really, really good back there. So I've been impressed with the Seahawks team. I think they're a good team, and as of right now, I think they're probably the favorites to win their division. Well, no, sorry, that's got the Rams in there too. They're in the conversation to win the division. The nice thing is their schedule, it's not difficult. It's not difficult. So good chance Seattle has a nice year.
At number 9, Metro has the KC Chiefs. Now, with the Chiefs, they have been a story of two halves, even though it's only been 4 weeks. Chargers, they lose by 6 in Brazil. Eagles, they lose by 3 at home. Then you got the Giants. They clean up a W right there in MetLife Stadium. And then the Ravens, it looks like the old team. You got Worthy back. You had the high flyers. They were moving down the field and spreading it out. Mahomes played like the Mahomes I remember from 2018, but he was letting it fly, and it was fun to watch. I'm overreacting. I have them even higher here. I think I have them 3 higher, maybe even 4. Metro, what do you think about the Chiefs?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you have Mahomes and Andy Reid, you can never doubt them, right? You can never doubt this team. I have concerns that I don't think are fixable with this team, which is depth in the defensive line, questions at receiver, running back is a huge spot where they don't have anything at right now. So I think this Chiefs team will be good, and I think they will make the playoffs. They might even win their division. The issue I have with this Chiefs team is, for the first time ever, I don't think they're the favorites in the AFC. I think there is a couple of teams in the AFC, really one team in the AFC, that I would have as heavy favorites over the Chiefs. Not going to hold the lead here. It's the Buffalo Bills. The Bills, I think, would probably beat the Chiefs right now because they're just more explosive than them. And I know the Chiefs' offense got going this past week, but the Ravens, they are a terrible defense. They're as bad as the Dallas Cowboys right now. Anyone can score 50 on them right now. So I don't know. If the Chiefs now go on a tear and start beating teams 30-0 or something like that, then okay, now we're having a conversation. But they haven't fully passed every test yet. You had the Eagles, you had the Chargers. Those were 2 big tests. You failed both of them. Now you get this, Ravens win under your belt. That's a good win. Let's see what this team looks like when Rashee Rice gets there. But my biggest concern with this team is they do not have a running back on the roster that you feel good about. And I think that severely limits their offense, and it makes them very one-dimensional.
If the Chiefs drop 30 on the Jaguars' improved defense, do you feel better about this team?
No.
No, don't care. Still don't care. I respect the analysis, sir. Let's go to our final tier of the day, the Big 8, the top 8, baby, the Elite 8. Metro, I'll rip off mine first, then you go next and close it up. At 8, I have the Los Angeles Rams. 7, Indiana Jones and the Colts. 6, I have the Chargers. Bolt up, baby. 5, I have the KC Chiefs. 4, the Green Bay Packers. 3, the Buffalo Bills. 2, the Detroit Lions. And 1, the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right, number 8, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 7, the LA Chargers. 6, Green Bay Packers. 5, Indianapolis Colts. 4, Detroit Lions. 3, LA Rams. 2, Buffalo Bills. And 1, Philadelphia Eagles.
Metro, in this top section, and I want to give credit to every team, right? We want to talk about everybody, but also I think we all understand why they're up here. These guys are winning games, okay? That's why they're in the top 8. They've shown a lot of promise. They show they have the depth to go into the postseason and win something potentially. Would you consider this a Super Bowl bubble, this top 8?
Yeah, I think I would. I think there's 2 teams in the next column 2 that I think you have to have the conversation for. I think Kansas City is obviously always going to be there. I do think Seattle has the formula that could get them there. I also don't think you can count out the Broncos or Ravens yet. We'll see in a few weeks how long Lamar is out. But I would say these top 8, especially the top 4, at least the top 4 in mine, and I think the top 4 in yours, maybe including Green Bay, I think these are probably your Super Bowl favorites. So, yeah, these are some really good teams.
Cool. I want to do a fun exercise for these top 8. I want to hear a high of this team, a low of this team from you, and then also, what is their path to the Super Bowl? It could be simple. It could be 20 seconds. It could be a minute. It's up to you. So high, low for the Bucs, and what is their path to the Big Bowl?
High, low as in what's their good thing, what's their bad thing, basically?
You got it.
Okay. Bucks, the high, Vita Vea in that run stuffing unit is really good. Baker Mayfield has also been playing at a very high level. The low, goddamn injuries. They have just been flooded with injuries right now, and they won't be getting fully healthy for a few more weeks. So I think their path to a Super Bowl, man, they got to handle business versus these high-level opponents. They haven't been able to do so these past few years. They feel like they're right on the cusp of it, but they're just not fully there yet. But Baker Mayfield's playing elite football, and if he doesn't have that stupid turnover late in the game against Philly, if they just kick a field goal and they get the ball late, they might have won that game. But, coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Let's go to the Chargers at 7 under the same thing. High, low, and how they get to the bowl. High, Herbert's playing at an elite level, which should be an obvious, but the dude's playing his ass off. And also, I do want to bring out that Khalil Mack, while he's out for season, correct?
He's out for he'll be back late in the season.
Okay, that's good. He's out. But this defense has been playing pretty well. They haven't had an absolute juggernaut of an opponent yet. Even with the Chiefs, where they got hurt play 1, I'm not considering that a juggernaut offense week 1. So with that being said, low, I would say, how do they fare against a tall task offense? But I'm looking for one on their schedule, Metro. I don't see one until maybe the Cowboys. And no disrespect, I think they're going to clean up the Cowboys just fine. I think they're winning this division. Like, I don't see a single high-powered offense besides the Colts.
They got Philly later in the year. That's always a tough matchup. But, yeah, I see your point.
Yep. So that's my low is can this defense handle a tall task on offense? And then the path to the bowl, I think I just said it. I don't think anyone's going to challenge them defensively the rest of the year except for maybe 1 or 2 teams. Fire me up, lock them in the playoffs, maybe even the 1 seed potentially. They got a good start in the season at 3-1. Let's see what happens. Metro, you ready for the next one?
Can I brag about something real quick?
Please do.
You can tell everyone. You can back me up on this one. I have been the flag bearer of Quentin Johnston my whole life. My whole life.
You have.
And this dude is cracked right now. He is leading the team in receptions, leading the team in hold on, let me verify this. Sorry, let me verify. Quentin Johnston leads the team in targets with 37. He's second on the team in receptions. He's number 1 in the team with 337 yards. I don't think he's dropped a single pass. He's got 4 touchdowns, multiple big plays. This dude is cracked, man. It's like the guy learned how to play football this year. It's so fun. He's gotten better year after year. He's taken such a big step forward. And, Ladd McConkey's their wide receiver 3 now. He was their number 1 last year. He's wide receiver 3 now. So, shout out to him, man. It's been really fun to watch him play.
Let's go. I love the breakdown, man. QJ, you've been a truther since day 1.
I have.
Packers, you have them at 6. I have them at 4. Metro, high, low, and the path to the bowl.
High, weeks 1 and 2. Low, weeks 3 and 4. What a roller coaster it's been for the Packers. Week 1 and 2 was like, holy shit, is this team going to lose? They're the best team in the league. You beat the Commanders and the Lions comfortably. Then you had a random stinker to the Browns, and you just went 40 for 40 against the Dallas Cowboys, which was a fun game, but the defense took a huge step back. They're at 6, but I honestly don't know if I feel comfortable about it because it's like, do I believe in this team? Yes, obviously I do. But are they more like their week 1 and 2 self, or are they more like their weeks 3 and 4 self? I think they're more like their weeks 1 and 2 self. I think these past 2 weeks, you got unfavorable matchups, a really hard, gritty, tough defensive matchup in week 3, then a huge, shootout in week 4, and the emotions of Micah Parsons also returning back to Dallas. So I believe they're more like their weeks 1 and 2 self. That's why I have them at 6, but I don't know. Let's wait and see on this Packers team. They're one of those teams that you have to sort of just have one eye on the rest of the year because they've been impressive. Jordan Love, by the way, already at 1,000 passing yards on the season. Shout out to my guy, Jordan Love, playing good. They got to get the run game going. Fortunately for them, their schedule is pretty chill. It's pretty chill.
Heck yeah, dude. Let's go to 5. We have the Indianapolis Colts. I have them at 7. Metro has them at 5. High, Jonathan Taylor and that O-line is a damn problem. And I don't know who's going to stop them. I really don't know. Maybe the Eagles? Maybe. All right? This team looks fantastic when they're running the ball. Low? I don't have a low for this team besides maybe they don't go ahead.
Anthony Richardson should be starting.
What are you talking about? Forget him, guys. On to the next. They don't have superstars besides like JT. Like I don't have a Jamar Chase. I don't have a Micah Parsons. Who's going to bail us out when it's 4th and 10? Who's going to make the sack when it's 3rd and 3? I don't know if we have that guy on the team personally.
It sure as hell ain't Adonai Mitchell. That dude cost them 14 points versus the Rams. Did you watch the things he did?
I saw some of it. Yeah, it was rough.
Bro, fumbling the football while he's trying to celebrate. Can't do that. Never
Can't do it.
Hold the ball in your arms. Then you can throw it away once you get inside. And then the holding penalty on the Jonathan Taylor play, just brutal. They should have won that game.
Yeah, that JT run was sick. So,
Yeah, it was.
path to the bowl, you're going to win your division. Oh, man. This AFC has not been what it's supposed to be. Like, Houston's not what we thought they were going to be. I think it's cleaner than most people think. I think you just don't go – if you don't go against the Bills, I feel like we go to the damn championship. What say you, Metro?
It's too early to tell. Obviously, we're 4 weeks in. We're doing harsh overreactions right now. But, yeah, I mean, you don't want to face the Bills. They're just a super high-powered offense, and I just don't see Daniel Jones keeping up there. But, man, if you tell me they go against the Chiefs after 4 weeks, I don't feel too bad about it. Granted, again, playoffs are a totally different environment, so let's wait and see. But, yeah, they got a chance for sure. They're probably going to win the division. Or if they don't win it, they'll at least be in the wild card, so they got a chance.
Now we are in the Final Four. We have the Detroit Lions here at 4 for Metro. I have them at 2 as a certified homer. Metro, high, low, and path to the bowl.
High, they look like their 2024 self, but healthy. Low, I don't think there is one. I mean, week one. Week one would be their low. But
Valid.
they've responded. Week one was so embarrassing, and it was just stunning. But they've responded very well. I mean, week one was about as low you could possibly get, and then you blew out the Bears, which was embarrassing for the Bears. And then you also defeated the Ravens, which was a very impressive victory at the time. Maybe it doesn't hold as much weight now, but it's still an impressive victory in my books. And this past week, look, that Browns team, they beat the Packers, and the Lions beat them, 34-10, something like that? So Lions have been handling their business. The OC and DC are cooking, which has been great. So for their low, week one, they're high. They're duplicating their 2024 success.
So what I'm hearing is, with the triangle effect, Packers beat us, but we beat the Browns who beat them, so we're better than the Packers?
Yes, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you do have a better record, so that's what I said in my video too when I did the panic meter. I was like, I don't think we're going to know who this Lions team is until they rematch the Packers.
I agree.
I guarantee you, the Lions will be awake for that game. They will be awake. 1000%.
Wide awake.
They are a very petty unit. They love to get revenge.
They are pretty petty. Can't even lie. Let's go to number 3. Metro, you covered the Lions. I'll cover the Rams, who you have here at 3. I have them at 8, so a 5 differential. Top 3 team, Metro. Honestly, since they're so much higher than anybody else here, you take it. I'll take the softball with the Bills. What are you high on with the Rams? What are you low on? What's the path to the bowl?
I just think the Rams are a good team. Puka Nacua is their high. Puka Nacua, my God. I mean, it's like, can anyone stop this guy? He's cracked. Yeah, like 170 yards last game, like 13 receptions. This dude is absolutely on fire right now. And they're playing good defensively. Their corners are holding up, not against A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown torched them in the second half against them. But, yeah, they're just playing good football. And the low for them, I would say, is that Stafford's gotten pieced up a little bit. He's gotten hit a few times. So that is always concerning. So health will probably be their low. But, man, they're playing good football. They're a good team. They've had back-to-back weeks versus really good opponents. They probably should have beat the Eagles. I mean, let's keep it a buck. They had a blocked field goal that, led to a touchdown, but they make the field goal, they win the game. Or if they just handled their business and didn't choke in the second half, they win that game. And versus the Colts, that's a good Colts team. I know the Colts left 14 points on the board, which maybe allows the Colts to win, but Colts are a good team. So they have a win versus a top 5 team in my book and a loss versus the number 1 team in my book, and they lost by 1 point basically. So I think the Rams are a great team.
Fire me up. Great analysis, Metro. He's the best in the business. That's why he's here. Number 2, we have the Buffalo Bills. I will take them. I'll take the lollipop. Buffalo Bills, high, low. And Buffalo, no. What's their path to the bowl? High. This team's offense is unstoppable. They've been over 30 points every single week because of a man named Josh Allen. We know about him. This team looks damn good. O-line looks damn good. They are rolling. Low. I look at their schedule, and now with hindsight, because it's 2020, knowing that Baltimore's defense is kind of cheeks, and they, I don't see a really impressive win on here. Now, that Baltimore game was fantastic. I don't want to take that away from them. But
They probably should have lost that game, too.
Yeah, they're not the juggernaut we thought they were this year. So it's New York Jets, the Miami Dolphins, and the New Orleans Saints. Metro, I'm no mathematicianist, but that's the bottom three of our entire rankings. So next they play the New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons, and then the Carolina Panthers, and then we play the Chiefs. So I think they're, if you wanted to call them fraudulent, you could till week 9. Personally, I would never tell Mr. Josh that he's fraudulent, but that's the low path of the bowl. You just heard it. You hear this schedule? It's absolute cakewalk. And they're going all the way, man. I think they're going to the championship at least. They're going to get the first round bye most likely. But what say you, King?
Yeah, I think you said it about what I was going to say, too. I think this is heading into the year, you thought it seems like Houston would be better. You thought it seems like Cincinnati would be better. They just haven't worked out. With the way the year has progressed as we're into week 4, there's 2 games on the schedule that I think will tell you a lot about this team, which is the Kansas City Chiefs in week 9 and in week 17, the Philadelphia Eagles. Around that, you got the Buccaneers. That game will be close and interesting. I also think New England will keep these games close. They're good teams, but you're not going to get tested by Miami. You're not going to get tested by Carolina. Even Atlanta, you probably won't get tested too hard by them. Atlanta might give them a bit of a run, especially it being a home game for Atlanta, so keep an eye on that one. That's a trap game. But no, I mean, Pittsburgh maybe, but you're really, I don't know. I don't trust Aaron Rodgers to keep up with Josh Allen. So yeah, it's a 2, maybe 3 game schedule for this team. Just handle your business, don't slip up, and this team will be 13-4, 14-3, even better, 15-2. I think it's totally possible.
3-game schedule. That sounds like the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Oh,
Bills,
whoa. Hey, Notre Dame has got a killer schedule to start the year off, though. Give them some. Now the rest of the way, it's a cakewalk.
I'm glad they caught up. It's been 5 years they've been cakewalking on the ice. So
that is true. That is very true.
But you're right. They've had a pretty tough schedule to open this up. Let's go to not the Bills. We just had the Bills. Final team at number 1, unanimous. We have the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, I said we, Metro, and I. Metro, you're the certified ball knower. What's the high? We know this team's good, man. All right, let's just call it what it is. But they've had a shaky start on offense. Hurts. I know people don't like this. You actually warned me to not call him this, but I'm going to call him it again. In week 2 and 1, he looks like a game manager quarterback, and that's being polite. He was not throwing the football forward, and they're not targeting A.J. Brown, but this team's so damn talented, they keep winning. So like you said, there's teams that can fix things and teams that can't. Eagles feel like that team. They're just so talented. They're only going to fix it and only get better. That's what I think, though. I kind of took it from you, but you go ahead, man.
Can I go uncensored mode here real quick?
How uncensored? We're PG-19.
Yeah, I'll keep it PG-17. I won't go too hard.
I'm
so sick and tired of these annoying-ass Jalen Hurts truthers. My God, can a guy criticize him for being not that great? The amount of times that I see people, NFL analysis, not even just losers like us, I'm talking real dudes that have put in time into this game that are criticizing him, and they're all valid points. And these, I'm not going to curse here, but these absolute lunatics on Twitter and Instagram.
Meat writers?
Yes, dude, it's embarrassing. Golly, can we criticize him and just tell the truth here? He has been, let's call it a spade, not that good this year. He really has not been. He has done his job, and he's not turning the football over, which is the number one thing you can give him credit for, because he's not doing that. What he is doing, though, he's a game manager right now. He's running the football when it's open, which is totally fine. He's handing the ball off. He has had, I don't know if this is after or before this game, but I think he's had 3 big-time throws. But guess what he's also had? 3 turnover-worthy throws. Everything he's doing is underneath. I had a comment on a post that was talking about Jalen Hurts. He was like, well, why do you got Jalen Hurts outside your top 10? He has a adjusting completion percentage of 100%. I was like, dude, I could have 100% completion percentage if everything I did was under 5 yards. It is screens, it is dump offs, it is curls, it is throwing it to Saquon, it is giving A.J. Brown opportunities, and that's fine. But for the love of God, quit comparing him to Dak Prescott, quit comparing him to Matthew Stafford, quit comparing him to Mahomes, Josh Allen, healthy Lamar. He's not even that good. Now, in the playoffs, the dude is a beast. You give him his flowers. He can turn it around for whatever reason. But in the regular season, especially this year, he's not that guy, pal. He holds on the ball for longer than almost anybody in the league. He relies on that offensive line. A.J. Brown is putting quotes on Twitter 4 weeks into the season. That should tell you everything right there. So for the love of God, let's chill out. So for my high on this team, the roster's stacked. My low is this team. The passing game is not good right now. Now, I do want to give Hurts some slack here. I don't think the offensive coordinator is doing a great job right now. I think he is giving him as vanilla of a game plan as possible. They need to open it up a bit more. Hurts is making all the right throws. He's not doing anything bad. But they got to open up this passing game because I'm telling you, if this Eagles team does not open up the passing game and they rely on just the run game, it's just not going to fly. Now, the good thing is the NFC or the top teams right now I don't think really pose a big threat for Philadelphia, but Buffalo could give them a run. We saw LA get up big on them. And what did the Philadelphia Eagles do to get back in that game? They passed the freaking football down the field. The Lions, I'm telling you, they will score points against you. The Packers definitely will too. I'm telling you, man, they're my number one team, and they have been the best team in the NFL so far because they know how to win, and they've been dominant so far. But that Rams game, they probably should have lost, all right? And the Buccaneers got back in that game too. So I'm just saying, last thing I'll say here, and I'm going to repeat a point I made in my other video too. Does this team not give you 2023 Philadelphia vibes? Just
Completely.
a little bit.
Completely.
Like, they're because the Philadelphia Eagles in 2023 were 11-0 at one point, and then they went 11-6. But in that 11-game win streak, it was just like, man, just wait for it till a team figures this team out, and they're going to start losing games. And eventually they did. It just sort of feels like they're similar to that. Not saying they will be. I think they're a better, more talented team that's better coached. But I wouldn't be surprised if they sort of have struggles at some point because they got to find ways to be a bit more nuanced offensively. It's just so methodical. And they haven't really gotten Saquon Barkley going too, which is very concerning. So that's that. Eagles fans, you're still number one. So I don't know how mad you're going to be at all this, but sort of a weird way to end the video where we're flaming the number one team in our power rankings.
I was about to say, sounds like we were talking about the 23rd best team, but
you finish it with some very positive things on Philadelphia.
Okay. But everything you're saying is justified. Philadelphia Eagles, you're so damn talented, and Howie Roseman is just oozing with talent into this roster that they just cannot lose, no matter how mid the team is performing on certain sides of the ball. Offense, they cannot lose. Saquon's averaging 3.3, don't matter. Hurts was pretty mid in the first 2 weeks, don't matter. We're winning every single game and finding a way, and at the end of the day, all that matters is the W in the column. You got the Broncos next, you got the Giants next, and the Vikings. I see at least 2 wins without a doubt. And you got the Giants again. You're going to go on a 4-win streak here in my eyes against the Broncos as well. Fire me up. Then you got the Packers and Lions. Ooh. Eagles, man. They are going to go to the damn thing. And I think nobody can stop them because they can't even. The only person that can stop them is themselves.
All right. You nailed it. Well, if you guys agree or disagree, make sure to tell us in the comments.
Well said. Oh, that's a cute kitten. Folks, we love you guys. Thank you for watching this far in the video. If you did, comment below like Metro said. Let us know your thoughts. What are your power rankings? Who do you have differently? Let us know down below. Also, if you watched this far, if you drop a like, it boosts the algorithm to the moon and doubles your output. So thank you very much. We are on the road to 1K. We are currently at like 520 subs. Love to see it. We appreciate you guys. That is all built by you. Thank you so much. Go sub down below. Looking forward to it and you joining our community. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you more than you know. We love you guys. Metro, get us out of here, man.
Thank you guys for watching. Road to 1,000 subscribers. So hit that like and subscribe button. Peace out, guys.